Hi, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
Good
afternoon,
afternoon.
ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon.
After ma'am.
See, children, so last class we have discussed about the iktas, iktadas, okay, iktas and iktedas. Is it? What
Yes,
is?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Each kingdom was
Ah,
divided into small and large areas called iktas,
yeah,
and the holder was known as iktadar or mukti.
Muktis. Okay, very good, Shane. See, children, the total empire. Okay, the empire was divided into many small and large lands. Okay, many large and small lands that were called as iktas. Okay, and the holder of
Iktas.
these iktas, okay, the holder of these iktas were known as iktedar or mukti.
Iktadar or mukti.
Okay, and these ikteda, they need to lead the military campaigns. Okay, and also they need to maintain law and order. Okay, they need to act like a police. Okay, so the what are the duties of the iktedas?
Ma'am, they had to look after the places
Yeah, see, they
And
need to
collect
lead the
and used to
military
collect
campaigns.
tractors and
taxes from the peasant and pay the money for the soldiers,
Pay
salary
the
for the
salaries
soldiers.
to the soldiers. Okay, so children, the duties of the muktis, they need to lead the military campaigns. Okay, they need to maintain the law and order, and also they need to collect the revenue. Okay, and means they need to take themselves for their salary. Okay, they are collecting the revenues as salaries, and also they need to pay, okay, that revenue as salaries to the soldiers. Okay, is it clear, children? Is all these points are okay to you?
um,
Yeah. Okay. Then this office, their job or their position, it was not hereditary. Okay, it was not fixed for the
Ma'am, they used to get transferred very
they get
quickly.
frequently. Okay,
transfer.
the children, this job, it was not hereditary. It was not fixed for the same family members. Okay, and they were shifted from one ikta to another ikta. Okay, they were always being shifted or transferred from one ikta to another ikta. That means that they will be there as the holder of one particular land only for a short time. After that, they will be shifted from one ikta to another ikta. Okay, then to avoid corruptions, okay, to avoid corruptions, accountants were appointed to check the amount of revenue collected from the peasants, okay, collected from the people. Okay, accountants means that auditors. See, children, in every organization there will be auditing, okay, in the end of an year, to know the income and the expenses. What do you mean by income? The money
The
those
money
who
they earn.
they
Anyway,
okay, and expenses, the
Ma'am,
money
the
Money they give away.
how much money
they
Give
spend.
away.
yeah,
Okay,
like
they spend.
Give away, ma'am.
Okay.
yes, ma'am, they spent
So
for
here,
the whole area.
so children, here it means that how much amount they have collected as taxes and how much amount they've given to the soldiers or for themselves. Okay, how much they have spend for themselves. Okay, so all these accounts were audited by the accountants. Okay, so these accountants were appointed to check the amount of revenue collected by the muktis. Okay, and also care was taken that the muktis, okay, collected only the prescribed amount of taxes. Means that what was the state was asked to collect from the peasants, whether they are
Ma'am,
whether they were collecting extra taxes. Okay, that also was
extra like if they take more money.
money. Okay, that also was checked by these accountants or by the administrators of Sultan. Okay, so and also care was also taken. Okay, that whether they were keeping more than the required number of soldiers. Okay, in each ikta they need to keep a number of soldiers. Okay, so whether any one particular ikta or iktedar is keeping more than the required, yes, more than the required number of soldiers, all these was checked by the sultan's administrators. Okay, because to avoid corruption, okay, to avoid corruption, this Delhi Sultan, they were very means they were very careful about all these things, and they checked all these things regularly. Okay, so see children, these all points are okay, clear to you children? Is there any
Yes,
doubt
ma'am.
in any points?
No, ma'am.
Okay, shall we move to the
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So children, listen to me. This one, it is very important. Okay. Just listen to me. After that, you can write down the points. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So children, so this during the early years of Delhi Sultan, we have discussed that the Delhi Sultans do not have any control over the hinterlands. Do you remember, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
early years of their governance. Okay, the Delhi Sultans do not have any control over the hinterland of the garrison towns. Okay, only they have controlled the garrison towns only. Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
Yes,
as a part of their expansion, okay, we have studied about the internal frontier and the external frontier. Okay, so as a part of their expansion of their territories under their control, what they have done, they have combined or they have consolidated the hinterland of the garrison towns. Right? What is hinterland?
Yes.
What is hinterland?
Areas adjacent.
Ah,
Areas adjacent to cities.
yes, the areas adjacent to the
Area adjacent to city.
the cities. Okay, so in the beginning, Delhi Sultans do not have any control over the hinterlands. Okay, but later on, as a part of their expansion, as a part of expanding their territories, okay, what they have done, they consolidated the hinterland of the garrison towns. Do you remember, children, that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when they brought the hinterlands under their control, okay, they forced the chieftains and landlords to accept their authority. Okay, when the hinterland was not under their control, they did not force these people to accept their authority. These people were not under the control of the Delhi Sultans. Okay, but when this Delhi Sultans brought these hinterlands under their control, they forced the local chieftains and landlords. Okay, local chieftain, it means that one prominent person of that locality, one important or prominent person in that locality.
The chief of that
and
land.
what is meant by, yes, and what do you mean by landlords? Those who possess, those who were very rich and
Owners.
more lands. Yeah. Okay, those who possess more lands. Okay, so the Delhi Sultan, okay, the Delhi Sultan forced the chieftains and landlords to accept their authority. And till that time, the local chieftains were collecting or they were imposing the taxes. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes, Nihal.
Sloso, can he leave his husband?
Tell me.
Ma'am, Gautam's battery is low, so can he leave? He's asking. He left.
Okay, so children, so till that time, the local chieftains were collecting the taxes. Okay, so when this Delhi Sultans, when this hinterland were under the control of this Delhi Sultan, the right of the local chieftains to impose the taxes, it was cancelled. Okay, the right of the local chieftains to impose the taxes, it was cancelled, and they also were forced to pay the taxes. Children, I hope it is clear. Let me explain it again. Just listen to me. After that, you can write down the points. Okay. See, children, at first, in the beginning, this Delhi Sultan do not have control over the hinterlands. Okay.
Okay.
Hinterland means that the remote area, so the places that are adjacent to the city. Okay. But after, as a part of expanding their territories, okay, as part of expansion, the Delhi Sultans consolidated the hinterland of the garrison towns. Okay.
Ma'am, consolidated,
Means make united. Okay.
united. Okay.
Yes, make
United
a single
States.
piece. Okay, make a single piece. Okay, so as a part of their expansion, they consolidated the hinterland of the garrison towns. That means that this hinterland was under their control. They brought the
The
hinterland.
Delhi Sultan's control.
Yes. Okay, the Delhi Sultans brought these hinterlands under their control. Okay, so after when they become, means when these people, okay, under the control of Delhi Sultan, they forced the local chieftains, okay, the important person of that locality or that area and the rich landlords to accept their authority. Okay, these all people will be under the control of this Delhi Sultan. Do you understand?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, and till that time, these local chieftains, they were imposing and they were collecting the taxes from the people. Okay, okay. So when this hinterland was under the control of the Delhi Sultan, okay, they cancelled, okay, the right of the landlords to collect the taxes. That was cancelled. Okay, and also they also wanted to pay the taxes to the rulers. Okay, till that time they were just only collecting the taxes. They are not paying any. They themselves were not paying any taxes to the government. Okay, so after when
So,
this,
ma'am, the chieftains and the lords had to pay the taxes to the Delhi Sultans.
yes.
Yes.
After when they brought this hinterlands under their control, okay, till that time they were not paying any taxes. Okay, they were only collecting the taxes from the people. Okay, so that
Okay, ma'am.
right was that right was cancelled. Okay, that right was cancelled and they themselves want to pay. Okay, after that they themselves want to pay the taxes to the rulers. Is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And also, children, they measured, the Sultan's administrators measured the land. Okay, they assessed the land and also kept the accounts. Okay, kept full.
Sorry, ma'am. My phone was switched off.
Who is this?
Mehul Shaju.
Okay.
Phone was switched off.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay, so children, just listen to me. Just open your textbook, page number 39, second paragraph. Just go through the lines. As the Delhi Sultan brought the hinterland of the cities under their control, they forced the landlords and the chieftains, okay, the rich landlords and the chieftains to accept their authority. Okay, and under Alauddin Khalji, the state brought the assessment and collection of land revenue. Assessment and collection of land revenue means that how much they were collecting from the people. Okay, how much taxes or how much they are collecting from the people and the land. Okay, so the assessment and collection of land revenue was made under his control.
Page number
39. Second paragraph. Okay, so under Alauddin Khalji, the state brought the assessment and collection of land revenue under his control. Okay, and the right of the local chieftains to impose the taxes, it was cancelled. Okay, and also they also were forced to pay the taxes. Okay, Neha, who were collecting the taxes before? Neha, can you answer me?
She is stuck.
Akash,
Yes, ma'am.
who were collecting the taxes before?
And chieftains
Yes.
and landlord.
Yes, the local chieftains were collecting the taxes. Okay, but when the Delhi sultans brought these areas under their control, the right of the local chieftains to impose the taxes or to collect the taxes, it was cancelled, and they were also forced to pay the taxes. Okay, and the Sultan administrators measured the land and they kept accounts.
Sounds.
Okay, and they kept careful accounts. And children, this is very important. There were mainly 3 types of taxes.
Taxes.
Yes, and first one, tax on cultivation.
Cultivation and
That is
gold
from the-
courage.
yes,
Kharaj.
agriculture. It was called as Kharaj.
Kharaj.
And that means 50%
50%
of
of the
total
peasants
production.
produce.
Okay, how much they were producing? It's half. Okay, 50% it means half of the production they need to pay as taxes to the government. Okay, and other than this, tax
Tax on cattle.
okay, cattle, and also tax on.
Houses.
Okay, so children, mainly there were 3 types of taxes. Usually one word questions used to ask from this things, what were the main type of taxes. So during the time of Delhi Sultans, there were mainly 3 types of taxes. What was it? Tax on
Tax on
Tax on
cultivation. It
cattle.
was called as
Cultivation called
Kharaj. Kharaj.
50%
50%
of
of the produce.
percent
Tax on cattle and tax on
And tax on houses.
tax on cattle and tax on houses. Okay, so these were the 3 main taxes collected from the people by the Delhi Sultanate. Okay, by the Delhi Sultan. So children, let me revise the points which we have discussed. Okay, the hinterland. Okay, the hinterlands were not under the control of Delhi Sultan.
Chieftains and landlords.
Okay, and after when as a part of their expansion, they consolidated the hinterland of the garrison towns. Okay, and when these hinterlands were under the control of the Delhi
Delhi
Sultan,
Sultans.
they forced the chieftains and landlords to accept their
To pay
authority.
taxes.
Okay, and yes, and also the right of the local chieftains to impose the taxes, it was cancelled. Okay, and they were forced to pay the taxes.
Taxes.
Okay, and some local chieftains, and after this, you know, those who lost the job, okay, they acted as collectors. Okay, collectors and assessors. Okay, and there were mainly 3 types of taxes: tax on cultivation,
Tax on cultivation called
Tax on
courage.
called Kharaj and tax on cattle and tax on
Yes.
50%
Tax on
of
cattle and
produce.
tax on
Tax on
house.
cattle, tax on houses.
Okay. Is it clear, children? Is there any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so children, and we have discussed that the Delhi Sultans were very generous. Okay, they were very, means the circle of justice. We have discussed about circle of justice. They want to make the peasants happy. Okay, happy and prosperous, and agriculture was the main source of income. Okay, agriculture was the main and the only source of income.
Source of income.
Yes, so the 50% of the production, okay, they need to pay as tax to the government or the ruler. Okay, apart from this, tax on cattle and tax on houses. Okay, children, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then listen to me, children. For this Delhi Sultan, they are emperors. Okay, so it is a very hard or very huge task for them to control this vast areas, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, see children, they were controlling a huge empire, so it was a very difficult task for the Delhi sultans to control distant provinces like Bengal, and there were many forested areas, okay, in Ganges plain and all.
Could not
Ganges
enter in the
Ah,
forested areas.
So it was very difficult task for this Delhi Sultan to enter into
In
these
the forested
forested
areas.
areas. Okay, and in this forest areas, you know, children,
Local chieftains ruled.
local chieftains ruled in this forested areas. Okay, so from children, just open your textbook page number 40, and you can see one column, chieftains and their fortifications. Okay, can you see a picture over here, children?
Yes, ma'am.
His name is
Ibn
Ibn
Battuta.
Battuta. Yes, Ibn
Ibn
Battuta.
Ibn
Okay.
Battuta.
He is a 14th. Okay, he was a 14th century traveler. Okay.
From Morocco.
Yes, from Morocco, Africa.
Morocco.
Yes. See, children, there is some questions were given in the back side of the textbook, and one question is there: from which country did Ibn Battuta travel to India?
Morocco.
Morocco, Africa.
Morocco, Africa.
Morocco,
Okay.
Africa.
From Morocco,
Africa.
yeah, from Morocco, he traveled, okay, to India, and from his book, from his travelogue, we are getting some information about the fortifications and the, of the chieftains, those who lived in this forested areas. Okay, children. See, children,
Yes,
there
ma'am.
are. Let me explain, children. There are some forested areas. Okay, there the Delhi Sultan could not able to enter. Okay, and who ruled in these places? The local chieftains.
Local chieftains.
Yes, ruled over in these places, and from a traveler, okay, that is Ibn Battuta. He was a traveler, okay, from Morocco, okay, from Morocco, Africa. He traveled to India, and his book, the author of the travel book, the Rila means travels. Okay, from this book, we are getting informations. We are getting information about the fortifications, okay, about the fortifications of the local chieftains in forested areas. What do you mean by fortification?
Ma'am, in areas surrounded by walls and secured by
Huge
soldiers.
walls. Yeah, protected area. So children, these forested areas, how they protected their areas. See children, it is very interesting. See, I'll read. It is here in the screen, and also your textbook. It is given in that column.
Yes,
that is. The chieftains fortified, listen to me, fortified or secured themselves in mountains, in rocky and even and rugged places, as well as in bamboo groves. Okay, in India, the bamboo, it is not hollow, it is very big. Okay, and its several parts are so intertwined that even fire cannot affect these bamboos. Okay, and together, the bamboos, okay, that are very strong.
They're
See,
strong.
actually, no,
Ma'am,
no. Yes, Shane?
ma'am, when I was in Abu Dhabi, there was a mall called Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta.
Mall is there?
Yes, ma'am. It was the mall was like designed where the places where Ibn Battuta traveled.
Oh, very good.
There was India court, Persia court, many countries which he traveled.
Okay.
And a working sculpture of him. Right.
Oh.
Ma'am, did you take the attendance?
Attendance.
No.
Attendance.
Let me complete this portion. Okay, children. So what we have discussed is that, I will take. See, children, so those chieftains, okay, they lived, okay, these chieftains who lived in this forested areas, they lived in this forest, okay, and it give a defensive wall. Okay, with this bamboos, they protected their areas. Okay, inside which are there with their cattle and also with their crops. Okay, and also water. Inside this protected areas, there is water for them. Okay, that is rainwater which collect. Okay, they will collect the rainwater and they will use the water for them. And so it was a very difficult task. Okay, for the powerful
ma'am.
armies
Okay, ma'am.
to endure in these forested areas. Okay, so they fortified these forested areas. These chieftains fortified their areas by using bamboos and all. So it was a very difficult task for the rulers to endure in this
This
forested
forested areas.
area. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
next day,
Ma'am.
Ma'am.